Morning, everybody. At the start of this, have no idea how long this is going to be. It might just be as long as I have memory in my computer. However, I'm going to ramble. And if you cannot follow an ADHD conversation, this might not be the channel for you. I like to ramble about absolute not. If you jump on that shelf, I swear to God. Do you see her? Terrible. I have quite a few shelves. Can you see this? Of like Warhammer and other knickknacks. And she is known to be a menace to anything Warhammer. Anyway. Where was I? Here? Anyway. I don't even know where I was anymore. What was I talking about? ADHD conversation. Follow along. I want to talk about the wish list I have to Plarium for Raid Shadow Legends. I feel that I am completely justified in everything that I say. I think I'm right. And that's that. No, but in all seriousness, I doubt that many people would object to the things that I have on my wish list. The common player might not notice half of them. And I obviously am not done with this list. I just have like a running list on my phone of things that I would like to see improved. I wrote this list down a while ago. I think Nubs or Ash or somebody was talking about things that they would like to see changed in the game, and like things like how the relic system. Oh, don't look at this; it's naked. The relic system has just the worst UI and optimization to it, which is true, objectively true. It's awful. Mine are more or less like just things that would be nice to have in the game. You know, obviously some things I have on this list are that would truly change how people play. But most of them are just, it would be freaking nice. Now, I'm probably making 3 or 4 videos today alone because I have a lot of crap I want to get off my chest. Again, this episode alone, I have no idea how long it's going to be. I don't know. Everything says I'm peaking, no matter how far I am from my mic. I don't know. Deal with it. Where was I? Anyway, I'm probably going to try to stay on track with this episode, with this video. But we'll see. We'll see. The things I want to talk about in general don't matter, in my opinion. I am a very upbeat person. It's pretty difficult to truly bum me out. So most things I like a lot of things. Fucking sue me. I probably can't swear this early in the video. You know, I don't really care. Sue me. I like things. I like a lot of things. I would argue that I like most things. It is very difficult for me to find things that are uninteresting. Right? I know Ash had just made a second channel, or a fucking 4th channel, I think, technically. 5th channel. Talking about books. Bro, I am so with you on books. Love books. But with that being said, I like a lot of things. So, when it comes to Raid, I'm trying to segue back into the topic, right? When it comes to Raid, I'm going to try to keep a lot of this timestamped, but I don't trust my what's the word? My technical prowess when it comes to making these videos. So we're going to experiment as we go along. With how long this video is going to be, I'm going to try my darndest to make sure that all this is timestamped. And if I truly can't, I'll just rewatch the video and then just put it in the comments. Because I feel bad for anybody that wants to subject themselves to this. I'm making content that I want to see. Right? Some of the things that I want to see are... And, okay. I'm sorry, this sucks. But recently Nub put out a video about mythical designs in the game. And I've always loved the idea of having somebody rank appearances and stuff in the game. And I just don't see anybody do that because I don't think anybody really cares. I care because aesthetics are dope. I love aesthetics in general. I've played World of Warcraft for the past 16 years. Mogging is my life. I love mounts. I love, if you don't know mogging is, I'm just saying gibberish at this point. Transmogging, making your appearances into something else, changing your skins, right? I know League of Legends has a ton of skins. And so the way you look, you gotta look good and get good. And to get good, you gotta look good. And to look good, you gotta get good. That's just the rules. I didn't make that up on the spot. That's just how it is. Ask any Dark Souls player. Anyway. When it comes to the appearances in the game, I feel that they're kind of important because I don't want to use somebody that looks stupid. I mean, again, sue me. I just don't. Anyway. So when I saw that video was made and that Reddit post was made, I now have at least a little bit of faith that I am not alone in that people would like to see content about aesthetics. And I'm just going to make as many tier lists as possible or rankings as possible of different things in the game. Right? Like, I'm not going to divulge everything in this freaking video. This sucks, dude. Anyway, I want to do a lot of those. And I think I'm going to do as many as I can today before my wife gets home. Okay. About today's specific topic. Good Lord. Only took, how long am I in? 10 minutes. I think it's 8.5 minutes in. And I'm just now getting to my list. Okay, Ash. Sweet Jesus. All right. My wish list. Okay. So, each one of these is going to take a varying amount of time to explain. I only wrote down like 3 words per topic. So forgive me. But anyway, and these aren't in any particular order. It's just how I thought of them and I wrote them down. A glossary for all of the bosses. I would love to have a page in here that describes what you see here. Consolidated. All in one place, right? So it's like all the bosses right here. You click on bosses, a list comes down of every single boss in the game, and then you have like that glossary or that what was it? Did it have a specific name? Was it just index? No. Boss guide has this, right? And then also after that point, You can demo. So then you go into the demo, not using any energy, and it gives you like, you can, okay, the way I see it is how Plarium would do it, which is either just like a little mini video that would like, you'd watch the boss do its things, and like little pop-ups would come up. But how I would want it is it's given a 5 champions that we know could beat that boss, and then you have to manually do that, and as you like, it's giving you a template to work with, and you can kind of practice with the champions that they gave you. There are many examples of this in other games, but the one I can think of that fits my brain is in World of Warcraft. They had, what the frick was it called? There were the Proving Grounds. And in the Proving Grounds, all it cost you was time. But essentially you could learn your class a little bit better by going into the Proving Grounds. Well, I would love to have a boss situation where you can kind of master how the boss works over and over and over and over. Again, it's given you a set of champions. You could argue that it would be cool to use your own champions, and it gives you like a highlighted, like, hey, these are most used due to our data. Like, this is how, what we see works best. That I think would be too far for that would be too much effort on their part. But I mean, it would be awesome to just practice a boss over and over and over, and then like, all right, so that's how this frickin' works. Perfect. Okay. Or you see like, these are the champions to work towards getting, right? So when you see them in progressives, which don't do anything, but when you see them, down here, and it's like, okay, cool. This is the champion that's in that tutorial, and I would love to beat that boss a little bit better, or at 100% rate, or whatever. So that's what I'm going to aim for. Yeah, I have no shards, by the way. I spent freaking everything. I think it's a common census, but I spent freaking everything to get Leo. But I spent everything to get Leo and his soul. So anyway, so that'd be cool for a boss tutorial, a boss glossary. At bare minimum, just having all those boss index, boss guides, all the boss guides right here. You have Amius, you have both versions of the dungeon bosses, so on and so forth. With that, also having the speeds, resistances, accuracies of all the bosses with that. So I don't have to go to a third-party website, which I don't mind doing. I would just prefer not to if I'm only on my phone or something. Just a little bit quicker if they posted everything here, right? That would be awesome. Anyway, that's that. Oh, this is a big one. This next one's a big one. I'm probably going to bring up World of Warcraft again. I'm sorry. A combat log. Now, I know Nub has spoke about this before. I know a lot of content creators have spoke about something like this before. A combat log while you're in PvP. Let's just pick somebody. That's gross team. Should I do the gross team anyway? I also have a gross team. Screw it. I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to prove a point. Okay. So we see everything that pops up, right? We see the buffs that pop up, and so on and so forth. I want this window instead of having global and clan, also having a separate window, which is combat log. Right here. Click on combat log, and then it tells you everything that just happened at the start of the match, in the order that it happens. So, it would have shown me how every champion got their stone skin, and whatever buffs that they got as well, in the order that they got them. Right? Then having, like, it says all that here, and then it says first turn, and then it says the champion's first turn. I do the champion's turn. I do the whatever it is. Comes up. Sweet Jesus. Comes up. Ashnar did A3, this ability, and it has a small little link to that ability. Most people aren't going to be able to read that ability in time in live arena. So it's not removing, the reason I bring this up, it's not removing skill. Some people say, well, like, you just have to remember everything, and that's part of the skill of the PvP. That's somewhat true, but that's unfortunate. It's not efficient for anybody. Because I did the A3, everybody got on fire except this guy, except Donnie, and then turn meter for everybody. So you would argue that the combat log would just be full of crap, because it's going to say so-and-so got turn meter, so-and-so got turn meter, so-and-so got turn meter, so-and-so got on fire, so-and-so got on fire. Yeah, that's annoying. But I want to know every little thing that happens. I want to know all of them. Is that wrong? Am I in the minority on this? Because if I do A3 for Fabian, resisted what? The stone skin? I assume so, right? Again, on the combat, so-and-so metamorphs. Again, tell me everything that happens. Tell me all of the relics that didn't go off. Tell me all the relics that did go off. I mean, I don't understand. I know it's difficult to do. I would imagine that is a monstrous task when that isn't already in the game. But those calculations are already being made. So just broadcast them to everyone. Well, then you're going to know exactly what they have. Yeah, thank God. Because they're going to know what I have, and I'm going to know what they have. Well, that, it changes things because you're going to know this person is going to have this. Okay. Yeah. On that, is this a separate point? Do I have another point on here? I was going to say, no, I don't even have it on there. So combat log /inspect. Is it wrong to know everything? If I'm clicking on this person, I can see their page. Cool. Fine. These are the badges that you chose. Cool. Awesome. This is where you're going. Cool. This is how you're doing. Awesome. Oh, you don't even freaking see this. Hold on. Okay. Cool. You're doing great, bro. Awesome. These are your favorites. Awesome. Super cool. I don't need to necessarily know on this page how this Galthier is built. Honestly, I don't really care at this point. I'm not really facing him. Go ahead and put this deck down. But who did I just pick? Is it this guy? Yeah. So, on this page, it would be really cool to see all their builds And I understand why we don't. Because it's kind of part of this, assumptions can be made, right? So I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller just so you can see a couple more things. I know, scuffed, whatever. I'm just going to put this over here. You can see that the team power is a certain amount. My team power is another amount. You could argue that due to this team power, it's unlikely that everybody's in Stone Skin. Right? So you can already make that deduction without even seeing the team. In my opinion, I think at least seeing these seeing the set info on the champions. I mean, they already do that with Hydra. Show me these. I don't need to see the exact speeds. I don't need to see the amount of health that they have or the amount of resistance that they have. I don't need to see all that. But let me see these. Right? Because this would at least show you, and again, I preface, in live PvP it's a different thing. But in Classic or in freaking Tag Team or something, who cares? Because these are arguably not great they're not really truly PvP, in my opinion. I can feel a ramble getting further from the point. Point is, I want to have a lot more transparency in the game when it comes to the combat. So many things happen randomly, and it is absolutely ludicrous. And especially when you don't see them, it just makes it so unfun, in my opinion. So having a combat log, and again, I could potentially show footage of what a combat log would look like in my head. But it would just be, and especially, again, in PvE, like, duh. Like, that would be awesome. But PvP especially. I want to know everything that happens. And then you could argue. I'm going to kind of go back and forth on this, right? I'm going to give the point, that, well, not everybody wants to know everything. Okay, well, then, again, switch the freaking chat bubble so you don't see it. Like, that doesn't impact you if you don't want it to impact you. You just toggle it off. Who cares? Well, then they're going to see it and they're going to have the advantage. So then I have to have it because I need that advantage. Well, then they care more. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Because when it comes to PvP, their matchmaking should just be better in general. Like, I think their matchmaking is rough. I know some people enjoy it. Some people think that it is fine. Some people get matched really well. I get matched with whales. I would argue I'm a dolphin. I should not be matched with crypto. And I am. But that's just, I'll deal with it. Like that. So I don't care. I want to play. I want to PvP. So if I have to occasionally hit some unbeatable whales, if I have to face Cruisin' every once in a while, or Abbott, so be it. That's just the way it is. My win ratio is about 50 to 60%. That's just the way it is. But the things that happen in those matches, I think everyone should see. And then again, if you don't want to see it, toggle it off. And then nothing's changed for you. Anyway, I understand it gives people an advantage that you might not appreciate because you don't necessarily need the advantage or you don't want the advantage. I'm sorry. I think it would be completely reasonable for everyone to have equal opportunity to see what's happening. Because you can make the argument that the people that are playing religiously have a sense that you don't have if you don't play like that. Again, this team, due to this team power, I'm assuming that not everybody's in Stone Skin. Wow. How did I predict that? I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, by the way, my Nice is extremely slow. I'm testing a new build on him, and it's like 200 speed. It's so bad. But trying to get more health and more ignore defense on him. Anyway. Okay. I think that's enough on that. Right? I think you get the point. If you don't understand, then you won't. Oh. Okay. Another one that nobody really gives a fuck about, but I do. Is there a good example of this before I get too far into it? Yes. Yes, there is. Okay. An advanced camera setting to look at your champions. I can't see the top of his thing unless I hold that. Like, this is just unintuitive. He clips through the... Like, am I unreasonable here to want to see the champion without it being obstructed? Like, if I were to make, like, art or something with this dude, and, like, I would have to, like, and, like, how it blurs, I don't like, what is that, the ISO in a camera? When things are, or the aperture? Is it aperture or ISO? I don't remember. When things are closer in the things that are further get blurred out, whatever. So I can never take a good picture of my dog because his freaking nose is right here and it's like perfectly clear, and then like his eyes are blurred out, which is side tangent. Yeah, I don't understand why it's so like awkward to look at your freaking champions. Like, why is it this way? And like, if I'm on my mobile, if I turn it vertical, why doesn't it just show me like a portrait view of like the champion? Like, that would be awesome, Like, have a hide HUD here, and then like have it even further out. Have the camera just unlocked so I could go further out. Why is it so weird? I thought, like, day one, I downloaded this game back in 2023. And I'm like, why is it so weird? I don't know, dude. I don't think that's not changing a lot of people's lives. But I think it would be cool, right? This is a wish list. This is the raid wish list that I have. I want to be able to see my champions. Sue me. Alright. What else? I'm not going too deep into that one. You get it. Vertical mode. Again, if I'm playing on my mobile, it would be freaking awesome to have a vertical mode. I even have, because every once in a while it glitches on your phone. I have a screenshot of when it accidentally glitched vertically. This is going to look chalked as hell. Hold on. Oh. That's a loaf. Her name is Neith, like the Egyptian goddess. It's my wife's cat. Anyway. Vertical mode by accident on my phone. Okay. The sun is outside, and so the window is... Anyway. Okay, cool. Handy. Am I wrong here that that's just handy? Like, it just makes sense to have this as an option, right? Am I wrong? I got to a battle. This is gonna look bad, but like, it works, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Notification. Can't really see. Anyway. Nub just put out a video. Anyway. Like, just have the option, dude. Like, again. Is it changing lives? Probably not. I'm not going too deep in that one. It would just be nice. Alright. This is another one. Is it wrong? Hold on. You don't want to just see my face. You want to see glorious champions of Raid. Should I have something playing in the background? Should I do an Ash? And then just have, like, stuff playing? I don't want to be grinding. No, because I need to pull this up every once in a while. Right? No, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. This is actually going to prove a point. So this topic is cinematic mode for abilities. Why is it... Okay. So, ultimates in video games. A lot of games have an ultimate ability on their champion or their whatever dudes, and it looks awesome, right? If somebody does something that is like their like super strong ability, you would argue that a lot of the champions in this game don't have super strong abilities. Like, okay, that came out wrong. They all have, you know, their own whatever strong ability, but like, have a toggle on. Probably just for PvE, because for PvP it might waste too much time. But for PvE, have a thing, almost like a cinematic on specific champions that are renowned for being popular, or for not only being popular, but for being strong. They're popular because they're strong. So, like, let's say if I do the A3 of Ashnar, I boost everybody's turn meter and I make fire. You could have a little mini cinematic for that, you know, where like the camera turns around, it goes like up on like him, and he like, fire, right? You know, like that. Fire. The cinematic, it would be cool if like the cinematic, like the transition was like just like a sheet of fire across the screen, going from showing his face and the fire, and then the transition off of that to this screen was a sheet of fire. Anyway, that'd be cool. The A3 for See, and I understand it would be a big undertaking, right? It would be a lot of champions that you'd have to make animations for. But I think Plarium has the budget. Their ads certainly show it. It would just be cool to have these cinematics in the game, you know? And again, toggle on, toggle off. Right here, or right here. If you don't want it, don't use it. But if you want to see your champions do cool things, right here. I don't know, man. Gotta have cinematics for the you can't see anything. This is why people have floating heads and they have green screens, because you can't see anything behind me. I don't really care at this moment. But the metamorphs, right? You do the metamorph, cool transition, you know? It would just be cool, man. All the ability, again, the abilities themselves look okay. Like, I would argue they look like the standard abilities for any other game. Like, they don't look any particular... Like, some champions look awesome. Like, their champions are... Or their abilities are awesome. Right? But en masse, like, it is not... Like, again, okay. And, like, I have to slow it down to look at it, which makes sense, right? But, like, why can't I look up on that grill and I like watch, you know? Am I weird? I prefaced at the start of this video that I'm not a doom and gloom, you know, negative Nancy, right? And I like a lot of things. I stand by that. I still say I like a lot of things. A lot about this game I can defend. Should I? Probably not, but I can. These are just wishlist items. If they just put a little bit more effort in some of these things, again, most of them are cosmetic, right? They're not game breaking. They're not going to change the way you play. The combat log would, you know, like I would imagine. But anyway, what else do I have on this freaking list? Okay, this one, it might change how you play a little bit. Target dummies. Okay, let me go to a little spot in this, what is it called? The barracks? Town? The Bastion? In this Bastion, I have a little place somewhere where there are target dummies. You click on like a training arena, right? You click on this little training arena. And you have like 3 options. And the 3 options would be, and I'm saying this through a lens of PvP. But it doesn't need to be. Everyone goes to like the same place to do their training or whatever to test the might of their champions. Bro, why? Have a little spot right here where you click on it, options pop up, options being, you know, dude, I mean, they have it perfect right here. Easy, normal, hard, brutal, nightmare, ultra nightmare. These are different target dummies. And you can toggle on customize or not. So they're presets or you can customize. If you were to customize, you could set like, okay. And the target dummies themselves, in my opinion, it would be cool if they weren't actual champions and if they were actually target dummies. Like, have them just like stick figures. Because I think that's fun. During the customize, if you want, you can have customize and then a specific champion. And then it just pulls up the index and you're like, you know what? I really want to face Taurus and Marichka all day. Okay, well then click on those two guys, put them in there, make it so they both have 150,000 health, and then they both have just insane stats. And then you go in there with your champions and you just freaking try to beat them up. Cool, fun. Otherwise, I see it used more as just a place where you can just, like, I am in Classic Arena all the time, not only because I haven't filled out my Great Hall, but also because I just want to play, and I don't want to have it cost anything. Like, I just want to just go do something. And so if I just go in there, play, and have a target dummy, have a bunch of target dummies set up where I could just face them all the time and try out new builds on my dudes without having to freaking actually waste time in live arena or classic arena, and then just play random crap against, I don't know, man. All I'm trying to say is it would be cool to have a place where you could waste time trying new builds. Because right now I have my nice in a dog water build. Look at that. Oh my god. It's the best I have right now. It's, oh my god, you can't even see anything. It's the best I have right now if I want him in any type of ignore defense. Because his usual build is about this, which is fine stat-wise, right? Stone Skin and 4 pieces of Merciless, which is not 6 pieces of Merciless, you know? So, yeah, I have good enough health, and he doesn't need attack. Anybody that says you need attack is wrong. I just have attack because it's also on the gear. He's got dog water speed, and like bad crit damage, but he's tanky-ish, you know? So I don't have a good build for him right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Same thing with Commodus. I just got him. He was a part of the Leo pulling. And so I've only had him for like a day and a half. And I want to use him as much as I possibly can. I think he is a freaking hoot. People keep saying he's a blast. That's like, I like dad jokes, but that one's a little too easy, right? Anyway, he's a lot of fun, and I want to keep using him. And I don't have a place aside from Classic Arena to just have fun with him, to just watch him do things that are cool. All right, target dummies. It would be cool. Have a set of targets to blow things up on, to test your abilities, to test all your things that you want to do. It would be cool if you wanted to go like off the rails. It'd be awesome to change the freaking target dummies to bosses or to specific waves. Dude, you go into, nope, that's not it. Oh my god, please. Curse City. Mirror this. I just picked a random one. I don't know. But let me practice this before I get there. You know, just literally have a place right here, test in targets or test in whatever they call it, right? That'd be awesome. I don't know, man. And then this is where it gets a little bit off the rails for the target dummies. But have like a never-ending set of waves. Like, how freaking fun would it be to have like escalating waves where it's kind of like Doom Tower, right? you start off and it's relatively easy. And, you know, you have like your 4 champions, maybe 5 champions. And it literally is like almost infinite waves of enemies. And they just keep getting harder and harder and harder. Right? And then you could brag to your friends. Like, again, it's PvE, but you could brag to your friends and be like, dude, I got to wave 308. And they're like, how the hell did you pass blah, blah, blah? And you're like, I'm just, you know, whatever, get good. And then you can get a badge. That's like, you've made it to wave 100, wave 200, so on and so forth. That would be so freaking fun. Again, doesn't cost you anything. You just go in there and start blowing up waves because it's fun. You know, you just see your dudes do things. What? I don't know. Anyway. Oh boy. The rest of these. I shouldn't say the rest of these. Oh, it's still pretty mixed. Okay. All right. I'm actually going to mark these off because I keep having to. Okay. This one has been spoken about a couple times. But the biggest proponent to this, I think, are Drock and Ash, which is duels. Being able to duel. Being able to have friendly PvP. That would be... This has been talked about almost ad nauseum. That's not true. In my circles of content, it's been talked about a lot. Right? But to be able to talk to your clan and be like, dude, do you mind if I test this real quick? And you're like, bro, I got you. Or do you mind if I, like, hey, I just built this dude and I know you have a pretty strong so-and-so. Do you mind if I try it? And you're like, cool, yeah. You could argue that this could be done with the training arena that I have, the idea that I have. But if I have to choose one or the other, I would choose the duels. Actually, to be frank, I would probably choose the training arena. With all the customization that I talked about, I'd probably choose the training arena. Because at that point, you could even say, like, hey, I know you have a really strong Galathier. Can you tell me its stats real quick? And you do. And then you copy that into the training arena. And you face that Galathier. You know? So in my opinion, I would choose the training arena over the duels. Because you can even say, like, well, in the training arena, use this ability, prioritize this. You know, you could customize that as you would for your little preset teams. But how freaking fun would it be to just freaking have, again, like Drock talk about, you know, like Drock would talk about, which is to have like tournaments. Bro, content is made by developers. I understand that. But the amount of content that people, the actual community themselves make, bro, the biggest numbers that World of Warcraft saw was during the whole OnlyFans situation. They made their own content, and it was the most popular that WoW has been in years. It was because of the people. It was because of the community. And I don't know about you guys, but the raid community is wild. It is the most... Like, it is, like, so many people love this game. And I think it is a very fun game. I am in that community. I think this game has so much potential. But it's literally, we're just rearranging chairs on the Titanic. Like, okay, let's fix this problem. Let's do this thing. Let's do that. But, okay, but, like, we're still so behind versus the other gacha games. Like, other gacha games have so much, like, again, you get this cool dude, and, like, the cinematics for pulling dudes is so underwhelming. like, it's so, it's like 2007. Like, we are not, like, if this is owned by a company that does casino crap, why am I not, like, having a full screen meltdown? Like, anytime somebody comes through that freaking shard that is remotely good, and it just freaking blow up my screen. No, you get like a little red flare. You get a little orange flare. You get a little lightning bolt. And it's like, what? That's all you get? I don't even know where I was at. Duels, community. The community rocks. When it comes to Raid, there's so much of the community that's just like trauma bonded with each other. And we are just so past the where this game is at right now. But none of us want to quit because, you know, the sunk cost fallacy. Anyway, Duels, they would rock. All right, this one I'm going to make really quick because I know this video is getting pretty long. And I still have 5 more points. But the... Can I pop it up? No? Great. The one time. But the freaking shop. The ads that pop up. Alright. We all know why they're there. We all know that they work. Can we at least have it to where each ad will only pop up once? Bare minimum, right? That would be great. And I understand that throughout the day, certain packs come in and some come out, right? I understand that they alternate. I understand. I don't care. Once a day, per ad. Now, best case scenario, toggle it off. Come in, ads, toggle off. Little on-off switch. Easy. You know? So that way, the ultra whales, they can still get their ads and see all the things that pop up and not have to go into the shop. Cool. Awesome. Go you, bro. And I saw my dog came in. I didn't realize. But for the rest of us, turn them off. Just have it turned off. Ta-da. Anyway. This one, again, this one changes the game, in my opinion. And I'm not going to go too deep on it. If you're watching this video and you've never played Raid, first off, grats, right? For not starting cocaine. Second is, if you're watching this and you have played Raid, a mercy counter. For the love of Christ. Let me have a mercy tracker. I know why they don't. I get it. I'm not oblivious. I understand. I get it. I don't care. Mercy tracker. For the love of God. Because even at that point, because you could argue, like, well, some people would spend more knowing, like, oh, I'm that freaking close. I didn't even realize. I may as well just freaking pull right now. I'm not going any further than that. Mercy tracker. This one, again, this one doesn't change the game for anybody, right? I just think it would be nice. You guys ever notice that the speeds in different dungeons and campaigns are different? the speed that they move, that your champion moves, and the abilities are not just ×2. Sometimes they're 0.5. Sometimes they're sometimes they're freaking 3 times. There are varying different speeds. I'm not crazy. Anyway, the point to this wish list: uniform all of them. Have the ability to a one-time speed, which is actually a 0.5 because nobody really moves that slow. Have a true like 0.5, or a true 0.5, a true one-time speed, a true 2-time speed, and a true 3-time speed. Thank you. Bastion Skins. Let me have this whenever I want. If I've played during this event, let me use it. Let me have a little side. There's plenty of space here, dude. Let me have a little thing where it's Bastion customization, and I can pull out this skin whenever I want. The freaking the Armand's anniversary skin was awesome. It would fill the screen with bull crap. Let me use it whenever I want. Does it really break the game to be able to use this whenever I want? Bro. Awesome. 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 I don't think I'm crazy. Dude. I mean, come on. Look at the freaking... I'm not crazy. Bastion Skins. Let me use them whenever I want. The last one, again, it doesn't change anybody's game, right? This right here. Commodus, one of my favorite champs. I just pulled him. He's awesome. I want to show him off. All laws. Probably one of my favorite character designs. Love this dude. Why can't I use his Form 2 here? I know no one cares. But nobody cared about the player card to begin with. I do. I wanted to look cool. Right? Sue me. Let me change this to his Form 2. I don't understand. Oh my God, sweet Jesus. I'm freaking screwing up. Let me change the favorites down here. Right? Let me change these to Form 2s if I want to, of the Form 2 cards of Mythicals. Now, you could argue, like, well, we should probably have a wish list for Mythicals before we have that. Yeah, I understand. I would agree. But also, I want to look cool. Sue me. Anyway. That is all of my wish list topics that I have. Again, I don't think I'm crazy. I think I'm completely rational in everything that I wanted. Personally. Did I center that? I don't think I did. Oh well. I don't really care. I was going to have like a whole portrait system that I was going to implement and like all this other stuff. And I was going to change the font of my stuff. But ultimately, it was just stalling. I just, in a perpetual state of wanting to improve. Where is this? You guys want to see my dog? I have 2 of them. Let's do this. See the sunlight coming through. Good Lord. Kenai. What are you doing down there? What are you doing? Want to come say hi? Come on. Hi. For those of you that keep up with the internet, it's just a bandana. Yeah. Come on. Want me to hold you? Hi. Come here. Oh. Oh. Oh, I know. I know. There you go. I gotta yell from another dog. Ready? Oh, he tooted. He tooted on my lap. Davos. Hold on. Oh, thank you. Dalos. I don't have a big house. I know he can hear me. Oh, he coming. Ah, there he is. That's a good boy. Yeah. Oh. I gotta get another camera so that way I can have a dog cam. Oh, that's your rope. Yep. They're good boys. You good boys. Yeah. During the God of War reinvigoration, the Ragnarok and all that stuff. Boy. Come, boy. Oh, he used to. Boy. Oh. Yes. You want to say anything to the mic? Want to say please? Say, oh, you camera shy now? He's camera shy all of a sudden. He howled at me this morning. Yeah. I didn't throw the ball for you. You got mad. Got pat your butt. Got pat your butt. Anyway. I don't have an outro. I barely had an intro. Yeah. So I think my next video will be ranking each faction's appearances. After that will be their abilities. After that, I thought about like even ranking like individual items per character. right? So, like, for example, just rating the weapons or just rating the shields. I freaking love aesthetics, dude. I freaking love them. And this game has them. Okay. It has the potential for a lot of them. Some of them are actual dog water. Oh my god. I'm not even showing my screen. Oh my god. There we go. Yes. Yeah. This is what we came here for. Right? Look at that. And again, why does it rubber band like this? Why does it bounce? I hate it. I hate the camera. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's good. Yes. Peak design. All right, well that's the teaser for the next episode. Stay tuned.